What's going on, everybody? This is Nathan here, aka Epsilon 120, and I'm at a family's house right now doing some electrical work. This is a family that we've known quite a long time, or my whole life anyways. Introduced through my sister, my older sister, and one of the girls that lives here knew each other since they were in elementary school, so we've come a long way. And knowing how they and them knowing how I've always been interested in electrical work my whole life, they called me in today to check out something for them. So long story short, this switch leg here controls a porch light out here. And the issue was the switch stopped controlling the light. So the switch wasn't doing any switching, the light was just constantly on. So they wanted me to take a look at that and see what the issue was. And the first thing I noticed upon taking both devices out is how there's only one cable going into each box. And what's more strange is there's BX going into there, and then right here is romex. So that made me think somewhere buried in the wall is probably like a splice or something, or there's probably like a splice in like another box or something, probably on like another circuit or whatever. And in this half bath here, I come to find this buried in the frickin' wall. This was the original feed. Power's off, so it's safe to touch. It was all just connected just like this. Well, obviously I'm not going to reconnect it just to show you, but you get the idea. And this was the main feed coming from downstairs, spliced over to this here, and then went up and over to the porch light. This is extremely bad and extremely dangerous, not to mention illegal by the code. For two reasons. One, it was just an open splice, just completely buried behind a wall, and not to mention there was no box. And how I'm going to resolve this is, I found out where the other end of the cable goes. It goes to another box downstairs, which I'll show you in a minute. And yeah, right now I got my phone plugged into an extension cord because it's about to die, and I don't want to have my phone die on me while I make this little video, so I have it plugged in. And so anyways, this cable here is gonna get cut and left behind the wall at both ends. That way it can't be electrically reconnected again for anything. And it is permissible by code as long as it's abandoned at both ends. So that's all happening there. And how I'm gonna refeed this, you ask? Well, that's easy. So this whole circuit is on the basement lighting circuit, which I thought was weird. And so is this little outlet here. This outlet is on the same circuit from that switch and the porch light. So I'm just simply gonna tap off of here, refeed another romex line over to the switch, and then come out of the switch over to here. So that will be safe. This is all just one line, then we got another here. Both go to upstairs, and I don't know where they go from there. It's not really that important either. And then we got a third here, which comes from the bathroom light down to the switch box. Then of course the bathroom light itself is fed from romex. And I'll show you downstairs. Hey everyone, so here we are in the basement, and right here is where that BX that fed that switch and porch light came out of. And this whole thing used to house a simple porcelain pull chain light, which lit this area for one to play their piano, but they just got this little lamp here now. So yeah, all of this sheetrock removal and everything, that was already done when I arrived, so the only thing I did was just cut a little notch here to rip the cable out and bury it. So it's already been cut at both ends, so it can't be rejointed and reconnected to anything, because it's not long enough, and two, it's not long enough to go in here, and two, the other end's just going to get completely covered and buried. So this was the feed to this box, and this is actually fed from another box in the unfinished part of the basement, which I'll get to in a second. And then this here feeds another light box over there, which I'll also get to. And while taking this out, I noticed how the feed to the other light is a 14.3 romex. You can see there's a red wire right there. They just cut it. My theory is they probably just ran out of 14.2, so they had no other choice but to use 14.3. They probably could have used 12.2 as well, but I don't even know if that existed as BX back in the day, so that's all that they did. And as you can see here, I put tape over the black and white wires, that way I could re-identify them as the hot and neutral. And so yeah, I don't know what's going to become of this. When I arrived, there was no pull chain light here. It was just left, well, these were all like tucked back in the box and all connected and everything. I don't know if they're going to put one back or what they're going to be doing, but that's none of my concern at the moment. And before I get into the basement, I'll show you this box here. So this one cable was the feed, this one. And this light is controlled by a switch at the top of the stairs there. And looks like that this cable here goes out to the switch, but these two cables over here I seem to identify. But that's not really any concern right now. This is the light here. It's all just going to get reattached and fixed afterwards. Moving on to here in the unfinished part of the basement, this is the original source of power for the circuit. And this here did have a pull chain light, which I took out. It's right here. It's all going to get put back together once I'm done. And this cable here goes out to that box, and then from there was that romex that went up and then to the light over there. The other romex, this one here, just goes to another pull chain over there, but all the power is dead, so I'm not going to turn it on or anything for you. The other one I couldn't find out. It goes over there and then up, so I'm thinking it probably goes to like an outlet on the first floor or something. And then this is the home run directly back into the panel. So I've pretty much been spending the last like 3 hours just trying to find this one BX so I can eliminate it and refeed it and everything. And looks like the house's owner is trying to get the dog to cooperate right now. If you can hear all the clapping and banging and stuff, but yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Show you that interesting scenario there, especially the that illegal splice that I found. But it's all gonna get fixed up and resolved and everything. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.